Hi guys, AgentCM1 here, and today I'm just doing a quick tutorial on how to solve quadratic equations using Python. So we're going to be using for this the quadratic formula, and if you don't know what it is, this is the quadratic formula. So for these example equations I just brought up, for example for this one, b would be 6, a would be 1 because there's nothing in front of the x, and c would be 8. So it's ax squared plus bx plus c. And you could use this to solve any quadratic equation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import square root, the square root function, because if you notice here, we are using a square root. So we're just going to say from math import square root. And then we're going to make a function, so just call it solve equation, that takes parameters. And these are going to be the a, b, and c. So it's going to be 1, 6, and 8. So we're going to give it the parameters, and then we're going to use these to solve the quadratic equation. So, and we're going to return root 1 and root 2, which are going to be the two answers to our equation. So first, we're going to work out something called the discriminant. Now, the discriminant is just the bit inside the square root. So b squared take 4ac. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do b squared minus 4 times a times c. And then next, we're going to square root it. If you see here, we've got square root. So we're going to do the square root of the discriminant. There we go. Equals equals square root and then of the discriminant. And then root 1 is going to be minus b. It's going to be minus b plus that over 2a. And root 2 is going to be minus b take that over 2a. So we're going to have minus b plus square root of the discriminant divided by 2 times a. And then we're going to do the same thing with minus. So we're going to do equals minus b take the square root of the discriminant. Divide that by 2a. And now we've got a function that will return these two. So now we need to take 3 inputs, one for a, one for b, one for c. So we're going to do a input, and then we're going to take them as floats. And we're going to do the same for b and c. And c. And then we're going to pass them into the answers to the equation. So we're going to get answer 1 and answer 2 going to be equal to solve equation. And we're going to give it a input, b input, c input. And then we're just going to print out the answers. So we're going to do print answer 1 is answer 1, and then same for answer 2. So we're going to pass in one of these equations. So I'll do this one here first. So we're going to give it x squared, so 1x squared. Just imagine there's a 1 there because there's nothing there. So you know there's one of them. So 1x squared for a, plus 6x for b, and plus 8 for c. And it's going to give us the answers. So this is good, but we also want to make this code a little bit cleaner. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that if they enter a float, well, if it says enter a float, and say we went here, it says enter a, and we enter text such as hi, the program will crash because it cannot convert a string to a number. So to stop that happening, we could put this in a while loop. So you would say while true, try, and you would do all these, put all those inside there, and then after this you'll break it, and then accept value error, print that. I'll do a few backslash n's just for so it looks clean, and then put u did not enter a correct value, \n. Alright, and now we run that. Oops, just do that again. Now we run that, and if we enter high, it will just say that, but if we enter it correctly, 168, it will still print out our answers. So the next thing we could do is if we just change these to actually no, I'll leave that. What I will do, we want to see if there is more than one solution. So there could be no solutions. So say we enter here, 1, 1, 1. It crashes because it cannot square root a number that small, because it's doing the square root of -2 there. So what we need to do is check to see if the discriminant is going to be 0 before we run this equation. So we need to just calculate the discriminant over here. Actually, to make this even cleaner, we can make another function called calculate discriminant and put that up here. Def calculate discriminant and A, B, C. And then we could just return this line here. Got it. And then we can just say here, need to just get rid of this, and then we'll set the discriminant to the calculate discriminant A, B, C. So that's just going to pass it into there, and this will return the discriminant. What we can then do is use this here and do discriminant equals calculate discriminant A, B, C. Oh, my bad. A input, B input, C input. And then, if the discriminant is less than 0, there will be no solutions. So we're going to print no solutions. Else, if it's equal to 0, we're going to print one solution. Otherwise, we're going to run this piece of code here. So we want to run, in both cases, of here and here, we want to run this function that we defined up there, the solve equation function. If we do it with this, it will just crash. But then, for this, we only want to print both answers if it's a normal equation. And if there's only one answer, we're just going to print answer 1 is, comma, answer 1. So now when we run this, my bad, it should be elif. Now we run this, if we enter 1, 1, 1, no solutions. 1, 3, 4, no solutions. But if we pick one of these, so that would be 1, 6, -7, it will print both the solutions. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this was useful, and I will see you all later.